ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Thank you for joining us again on our regular turn where we have and we share some thoughts. Oh well, I share some thoughts. And as we spoke in March and late March and April, that the way the whole situation was um, being um, delivered to the public, the whole crisis stuff created a particular emotional state, and we foresaw that this emotional state that began with fear and panic will become anger, and we're starting to see that now. We're starting to see the anger. We're starting to see the abuse of power. We are starting to see the level of injustice that many people now feel who have lost their family members and couldn't go to the funerals. We ourselves were in this situation, and many who weren't able to comfort those who had lost friends and family members simply because of social isolation and all this kind of stuff. Yet these rules mean one thing for you and something else for those who impose these rules. So the time has come for us to bring three things together: freedom, truth, and justice. Freedom for yourself, truth for what is. And in order to become embedded and know your truth, we have to first know our own truth. Where do we stand? So, all this information that June and July is going to bring to us, um, there will be many different kinds of stories. It's important to remain neutral, see them both for what they are, but remain neutral because many belief systems are starting to fall apart, and this is only going to increase. So, what do I mean by falling apart? Imagine you had believed a particular person was your friend, or a particular person was your family member, or you believed that ghosts don't exist. So, when you're a child, you're told what to believe. So, you have this rather um, rather narrow belief, particularly within the kind of Judo-Christian space, of that you're the only living thing that matters, and everything else doesn't, because you have dominion over all, and there is no other life on any other planet, and there are more planets just in our galaxy than probably the number of grains of sand on all the beaches in this world. And yet we are told, hey, there's no other life, no other life out there. And you believe that. Once you believe something, this becomes your truth. But actually, it's not truth. It's in fact someone else's version of what they are saying to be your truth. So we are now going into a state where many of our belief systems are going to become compromised. Many of our belief systems to do with religion. Well, you can see the government, the authority belief system that you believed them to be telling you the truth. You believed that the guidelines, the things that were used to imprison people in their own homes was we're all in this together. No, we're not. No, you are certainly not, because you are being harvested. Now, it's hard to believe this. Why? Because we accept that no, these people that we have elected, those people who are in powers of authority and control, they have our interest at heart. No, they have their interest at heart. You are secondary. And if you need to be used in order to move forward, such is life. Yes, so we have to, this idea of taking sovereignty, taking your power back, is a really important understanding. Otherwise, You know what? All we're trying to do is to just make the process easier. Because the ego, what we believe to be true within religions and blah, 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 all of these things are now creating and will create, as they start falling apart, levels of insecurity in us, levels of fear, levels of feeling vulnerability. Vulnerability. So it's important to be open to change. Why am I saying this? Is because we are changing consciousness. Consciousness is shifting in its frequency, in its vibration. I don't know what other words to use, but consciousness is moving. We have been noticing this, which has been quite prevalent for a while, but certainly over the last few months. So as we move into this next evolution of our shedding of all that that is irrelevant, shedding of all that which we need to walk away from. So we are now in a position where we are either need to let go of our attachments, or life will make us let go of our attachments. Do you understand? Circumstances will bring you to a point where you have no choice but to let go of that which is unhealthy. And our intention is simply to provide individuals who are participating in this collective movement of awareness and consciousness, is to ensure that we ease the process. And we can ease the process if we realize what are the changes that are taking place. We can ease the process once we realize the actual source of our pain, the source of our suffering will only be about those things that we are attached to, things that we are afraid to lose. And when we are afraid to lose something, you will lost, or already lost your um, immunity by the fear thing. We've all lost, or some of our immunity, and we have already been lost a level of freedom. Many people have lost relatives. Many people have lost a work. Many people. So you can see the this loss as it's progressively becoming more apparent. We are reacting to it in different ways. And it is this wanting to hold on, wanting things to be the same, wanting things to carry on the way they are, wanting life to be the way it was. Well, you can see it's been 2 months, 2.5 months now, and life doesn't seem like it's going to quite be normal again. And even for those people who wish to go out, who wish to socialize, the people that you're socializing with, their mindsets have been changed. Many of our people, mindsets have been changed. They are now afraid to hug each other. They are now afraid to be human, breaking this heart to heart connection. Human isolation, this feeling of isolation will grow, and this feeling of isolation will become yet another element that will make our life more difficult. So, whether we do this in a virtual way, whether we do this in a collective way, the point is that we are creating a, a way of connecting to one another, making sure that this time that we have in life now, which is of biblical gigantic change, and you and I are so blessed to be part of this change, that we can do the best we can to bring our version, our version of what it means to be human, what it means to be healthy, what it means to be loving, what it means to be um, compassionate. Because there is nothing that belongs to you. Your body doesn't belong to you. Your thoughts are influenced by others. Your breath doesn't belong to you. You say you have a soul. Who is the you that owns this soul? So we lie to ourselves and we believe these lies. You can hold on to nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing. But you can hold on to becoming what you are, because you will never change your essence. This is what's so remarkable about being human, that you will never have an opportunity where you have the ability to recognize what is real and what is unreal. And this idea of illusion or Maya that the Indic thoughts have, what it's referring to is that we think things that are temporary are real. We think that our family is real. We think our body is real. What does that mean? That it will be mine and I can stay with it and I can hold on to it. No. Even the sense of I, which is called the ego, home, is an illusion. It's been created as we've been educated. And therefore, by slowly recognizing and coming to this centered sense of self, we will become more and more um, uh, confident in knowing how we are able to know our truth simply by being our truth. So, before we go into the meditations, I just wish to change the sound, so it's a bit more clearer. So I want to bring you to this time that we are going through, and this time and the changes that we are likely to experience over the next few months. So the fear is transforming. So it's effectively like a grief cycle going on. So we're going through these five stages from despair, from disbelief to anger and fear. Um, and now we are moving into tolerance. We are moving into curiosity. Um, we are starting to. Can you hear it? Can you hear the sound on Facebook? Hello. I hope you can. Hello. Yes. Okay. Can you hear that? Okay. Sorry. So where are we? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we this change in consciousness that is happening right now. This change in consciousness is going to also be impacting your physical body. Why? Because as consciousness changes, the physical body begins to trying to catch up. It tries to become it tries to catch up to the same vibration frequency. Let me just say it in those ways. So dizziness, sometimes loss of memory, um, uh, um, feeling sometimes very exhausted very suddenly, changes in sleeping behavior or sleeping habits. It's important to make sure that you have a routine as best as you can create one. You have a routine as best as you create one. You make sure that you do the regular things to do with your mind, regular things to do with your body, qigong, tai chi, yoga, eat the right foods as best as you can, but also go for long walks, connect with nature. Nature will help you at this moment because nature is profoundly healing. We're all going through this change. Every single existence, molecule, atom of existence is changing. So, one way of making this easier for us is because there are so many different layers to this, dimensions to this, that by cultivating your own space, by raising your frequency through meditation, by ensuring that you are in that space where you're not consumed with the mental stuff, your frequency rises. As a result of that, the gates open. You are then helped. You are then uh, enabled. If you begin to go with the current, then the current enables you to move forward. So what we are doing here is we are aligning ourselves with the current of consciousness. That's a nice analogy. The current of consciousness is moving in a particular direction. And therefore, by aligning ourselves to that current, we allow that current to move us rather than us having to try and move the current. And obviously, there are those who are finding this rather difficult. There are those who are expressing this in ways that is um, in conflicts. So you will notice now conflicts begin to rise a little bit more in individuals. Again, why are we able to say this? Is because once you have been locked, once your freedom has been taken, once you recover from that shock, once you recover from what you thought was going on, and you realize what is going on, it's an automatic response. So feel, don't think too much. Don't go with your thoughts. Your thoughts will create conflicts. Feel, go towards harmony, go towards peace. But where there is injustice, your time has come to stand up and say no where it's no. Look, you will be judged. You will be judged like I will be judged. I'm not talking about some extra dimensional thing that's going to judge you. But you will say, when the shit hit the fan, where did I stand? Did I contribute to it, or did I try and help? Did I enforce? I mean, these people who go around taking pictures of anyone that they see who isn't following the guidelines and then telling the authorities. Now, this kind of behavior is what we had in Nazi Germany. This is what you have in fascism, where people are set against each other. No one is safe. No one is safe. So it's really important for where we see there is injustice that you stand up and you say, this is wrong. And I'm not talking about the guidelines. I'm talking about those people who are not telling you the truth. Those people who you have all placed through giving them, exercising our votes, putting them in positions of power, which can be then abused and used against your very nature and your health and your well being. So, need to question a few things, need to question that. That is what I mean by standing up to injustice. Know your truth. Know your truth. And your truth is something that's felt. It's not something that's taught, it's something that's felt. And know that this is about freedom. And I'm not talking about some Mickey Mouse revolutionary freedom. I'm talking about sovereignty from the sense of self. I'm talking about sovereignty from your own egoic dreams. I'm talking about sovereignty in knowing what does it mean to be alive in this moment now and how blessed you are. It is when we see that, it's when we connect to that, when we feel that, that's when we know we have reclaimed our sovereignty. We are now sitting on the throne. And this throne is a throne of ultimate are, not who you are, what you are. So we also, I'll just take a couple more minutes. We are also need to recognize that in this time, there will be many false prophets, pseudo prophets, pseudo philosophers, pseudo meditators, people who've gone on a few YouTube exercises or read something, and they will come and offer you all that they need to offer you. Be cautious. Be cautious. Not saying everyone is a fraud, but what I'm saying is in this moment, the politicians have lied to you. The drug companies have lied to you. The governments have lied to you. The World Health Organization is misrepresenting the facts. Let's just put it that I don't want to be sued. You know what it's like. So they have many ways of hitting us, many ways of holding you in this prison that you cannot think for yourself. Well, the time has come for you not to just think for yourself, but to stand up and to say what you're thinking. We don't need to offend anyone, but you need to be true for yourself. If you think this is a scam, when you say it's a scam, right? Doesn't mean, and if it proves not to be a scam, be humble enough to say, I was wrong, but at least know where your truth is today. And you're right, Sharon. Many are brainwashed. In fact, everyone are programmed. These little phones that we carry with us, these things are nothing more than allowing us to become automated. So allowing us to be tracked. So we live and we facilitate that. Technology can be used for your benefit or can be used against you. It just depends on the intent of the people using it, the people who are giving you the technology. So important to start looking and actually, you know what? Life is going to change and life is changing and it is changing for the best. And in this change, it is important to make sure, firstly, as we've been doing over the last 10, 18, 18, 19 sessions, is to wake up, is to become sovereign, is to know that your health begins with your mind. And if your mind is in fear, if it's in anger, it's change your physiology. This is going to damage you. So get to the mind, come out of the mind, come out of the sense of self, become present in what you are and who you are. So we will move forward. So let's go get on with our meditation. And thank you for all the wonderful comments that everyone is sharing with us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So if we just shake yourself, just so you're a little bit loose, and this simple exercise is just trying to become present to what we are. Yeah, when you go beyond the thoughts, when look, you accept that you were once a child and then you were, as you grow on, and here you are today, and one day you'll be much older, and then so and so forth. You accept that you are changing. You accept that the body is changing. So the body can't be yours because it's changing. Two, you accept that anything that changes cannot be yours. Anything that you can be aware of cannot be truly yours. Then the next thing is your thoughts come and go. They change. So you can't be your thoughts. Then there are different personalities that you have. Sometimes you're this with this person, sometimes you're this with this other person. So now the time has come for you to say, oh, my egos also have different personalities. So I can't be my ego. My self image has changed from the moment I've grown to where I am today. So I can't be my self image. I can't be my emotions because my emotions keep changing. Sometimes I feel regret, sometimes I feel angry, sometimes I feel fearful, sometimes I feel peace. So what am I? If I am not the physical, if I'm not the sensations, if I'm not the thoughts, and I'm not my emotions, then what am I? And the only way to know what you are is to go within yourself, nowhere else. You're not going to find this out by looking in a mirror, but you will certainly find this by looking within yourself. So, with this intention that we want to step behind all of these layers simply to sit in our essence or to know our essence. When I say sit in our essence, there isn't someone sitting there. All it is that you're aware of it. So eyes are closed and mouth is closed. Draw slow, deep breath in, hold, and relax. Once again, slow, deep breath in and relax. And now just allow the breath to breathe by itself. And on one of your in breaths, next in breath, just bring your focus to your body. So we're going to do 3 check-ins. So the first check-in we're going to do is with the body. So I want you to imagine, if you can, a little hula hoop on the top of your head. And as this hoop begins to go down, it begins to scan the sensations. So look at the sensations on the top of your head. Bring it down to your forehead. Bring it down to your eyes, jaw, neck. From your shoulders, move down your arms towards your elbows, to the wrists. Notice your fingers. Bring your focus back to your chest or your throat. Bring it down to your chest and hold it there. Notice how, as you breathe in and as you breathe out, there is slight movement around your chest. So notice that movement. Now notice that there are sensations that may go behind all the way to your back as the breath moves in and the breath moves out. As the chest moves out, as the chest moves in. See if you can notice those sensations. Now bring your focus down towards your stomach. And again, just stop there. As the breath comes in, the stomach moves out. As the breath goes in, the stomach moves out. As the breath goes out, the stomach moves in. And then go all the way down and notice the chair or the floor that you're sitting on. Now bring your focus to the back of your neck. Go down to your shoulders, down to your shoulder blades, down to your middle back, all the way down to the lower back, and again to the chair or the floor. From your hips, move down to your thighs. From your knees, move down to your ankles. And then finally, your feet. Now, as you breathe in, with your awareness, just scan your body. Your awareness is like an eye. It can see, but it can also hear. So let's first just notice anything dominant in the body. A pain, an ache, a tightness, an itch, any sensation that's dominant. Don't judge it, just the location. Now come back to your breath and draw slow, deep breath in. Hold and relax. Next, we're going to notice what the mind has been doing today. So just notice, see if you can recall what your thinking's been predominantly today. Has it been scattered? Has it been concerned about something? Has it been constructive? No judgment, just recalling where we've been most of the day today. Now bring your focus to your chest. And let's notice how we feel right now. And again, we're going to rate this. So we're going to rate however we feel from 1 to 5. So if you feel concerned, how concerned do you feel? 1 is just, well, a little bit of concern here. 5 is pretty dominant thinking. There's nothing else going on in your head apart from what you're concerned about. If you're at peace, or if you feel chilled, how chilled are you? On a scale of 1 to 5. How healthy do you feel right now? Is this moment uncomfortable, unpleasant, dukh, or is this comfortable, settled, pleasant, sukh? Notice how you feel within yourself. And now bring your focus to your body. Just extend your focus so you become aware of your whole body. Notice how you have awareness of your body. Might be just an outline or just a presence that's not quite defined, but you can feel your body. And if you want, just extend your awareness just a couple of inches from the skin, and maybe you can feel like a layer around your body. So notice how awareness can shift outside the body. Now, on your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Now, you can either take your awareness to the sound or you can allow the sound to come to you. Follow the sound as far as you can. So we always check in with our experience. Notice how listening, especially with the aid of the bell, can allow us to find that peace. Simply follow the sound as best as you can. Listening. When you're ready, slowly, gently bring your focus back to your breath. Draw a slow, deep breath in, hold it, and relax. Your intention now is to hold your focus just beneath your nose. Let the breath breathe by itself. Stay with your breath. Notice that your breath has a start as it comes in and it ends, and the out breath has a start and it has an end. See if you can notice these two, the start and the end of your in breath, start and end of your out. Notice how the breath breathes by itself. Now that you're a bit present, we're going to start our mantra meditation again, using mantra as frequency meditation, frequency meditation, medicine. So we're going to use the sound so, hum, which has been we've been using now for 2 weeks. So there are 4 stages to this. The first stage is that we take a deep breath in and we say the word Soham louder so we can hear it and other people can hear it. And we do it for 3 recitations. So when you're ready, deep breath in very gently. So listen to the sound. Once again, very gently, take a deep breath in and just allow the sound to emanate by itself. So coming back to your breath, notice the body, notice what's happening, if anything. Once again, deep breath in. So come back to your breath. Now we're going to say Soham 3 times, but we're going to simply whisper it to ourselves. Once again, we extend it with the breath. So as long as the breath lasts, that's how long the sound lasts. So deep breath in. Listen to it. Follow the breath all the way out. Once again. And again. Come back to your breath. And now with your in breath, you say the word so mentally. And with the out breath, you say the word hum. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. As you say so, listening within your. Notice that you can hear the self and you can hear the hum as you say to yourself. Now, very gently, with every breath out, begin to lower the volume within your mind with every breath. Stay with the sound even when it becomes a pulse, listening to it intently. And we're going to use this bell to take us deep into the silence from where we can still hear it. And again, just go as deep as you can. Collectively sharing this silent moment. Notice your experience. Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel still? Does it feel stable? Does it feel secure and safe? And does this moment, this feeling last? Does it remain the same? For this timelessness is your essence. You are a conscious being, a drop in the ocean of existence. And the ocean looks after you. It always has and it always will. Once you recognize the ocean nourishes you. For you and the ocean, there is no difference. Your essence is the source itself. Know that. Acknowledge your experience as best as you can. Gently bring your focus back to your breath. And on your next breath out, simply expand your awareness so you become aware of your body. Notice that you're still sitting in the same place you started. You have sensations that run down your legs all the way down to your feet. Notice your back is still straight and upright. Your shoulders, arms, and hands are relaxed. Your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed, your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. In a few moments, you will hear the sound of another bell. Use this sound to take a few very deep, slow breaths in. And very gently, in your own good time, slowly coming back out, acknowledging, being grateful for the time you've taken to know yourself. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. Take your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for sharing that wonderful moment. Together we are one. Special thanks to my family from France, from Spain, Alexandria, Sandra, and many others that have joined us. Thank you very much. Slowly but surely, we are the light is dawning. More light, more dirt. Look after yourself, but know that in looking after yourself, you are looked after. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.